Today in crypto, Ethereum has a massive emergency right now. The network fees are going insane. This is making even a simple transfer on Ethereum cost quite a bit of money. Basic swaps on a decentralized exchange are painfully expensive, and trying to actually interact with an application like Zapper.fi can cost hundreds of dollars, which has basically priced a lot of people out of Ethereum. But when the market has a crisis like this, it also creates massive opportunity for investors because the solutions exist here now today. It's just a question of implementation of those solutions. But finding which solutions are going to be the next big thing that are actually going to solve this problem, well, that is the trick, isn't it? This video is going to give you a few possibilities to consider, which may help Ethereum solve its woes. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild, wild land of crypto. By the way, Wealth Mastery members will have received today's issue to their inboxes, so make sure to check it out if you haven't opened it up yet. In this issue, I share tips on finding good entries, talk about DeFi insurance and how you can invest in DeFi insurance. There are also a few new, very high quality token sales that we are keeping an eye on, so those are some great additions to the list this week. Forrest breaks down the Cosmos Ethermint and why it is such an important innovation. DeFi Dad shares how you can be making over 600% annual returns on yield farming, which is crazy. Jesse has a report on Orchid, and he is not impressed, so make sure to read why. And Rect Capital has some extremely important Bitcoin analysis, which is a critical read considering the state of the markets today. All of that for less than $10 a week. Let me and my team save your time and help keep you ahead of the curve in these crazy markets. There's a link down below where you can sign up and become a member today. So let's get into discussing the opportunity that is presenting itself right now in the markets. And just to be clear, this video is about layer 2 scaling solutions for Ethereum. Yes, I am very bullish on a few other blockchains like Cosmos and Polkadot and Elrond. There's some amazing things happening on other layer 1 chains, but Ethereum remains the king of the smart contract platforms, like it or not. And these layer 2 scaling solutions, they are working hard to make cheaper transactions on Ethereum a reality for everyday users, thus broadening the amount of people who can actually be taking advantage of the DeFi buzz. By the way, I don't actually own any of the coins that I'm going to be discussing today, and I have not been paid anything to discuss any of them. This is just free information for you as an investor to use, so do with it what you will. By the way, all of these players have submitted for the Reddit scaling competition, so whichever one of those actually wins is going to moon super, super hard. There are others that are not mentioned today that also submitted, so we'll see who wins that in the end, but all of these are also taking different technological approaches, but essentially they're able to achieve thousands of transactions a second with microscopic fees. All have live mainnets as of today, so something for you to keep in mind when thinking about these. We're not diving into the tech here, just some of the bigger stuff. And all of them, or some of them, or none of them may succeed. So you gotta keep that in mind too. Now, the first one is OMG. Now, this is the OG of Ethereum scaling. Well, it took them a very long time to deliver on their technology. They have indeed finally delivered that technology. The big news for OMG is that it has integrated with Tether to run the stablecoin at layer 2, which is a big, big step since USDT is, of course, one of the biggest users of block space on Ethereum. At this point, though, only $3 million worth of Tether has actually been transferred over to the OMG network, so not a very big amount by any stretch of the imagination. OMG has a market cap of around $600 million right now, which means that this is the coin with the least gains potential from what I'll be discussing today. I think they really need to get some more meaningful partnerships on board. I'm sure we'll see a lot more things coming from OMG in the coming months. Now, the second one to talk about is XDAI. Now, this has been seeing some very heavy coverage from influencers over the last week or two, so we've seen a big price spike. But essentially, it's a proof-of-stake blockchain secured by the stake token. So the big thing here, though, is that it's got full Ethereum virtual machine support. So basically, it acts as an Ethereum sidechain, which has transactions that are both faster and, of course, way cheaper because it's not operating on the Ethereum main chain. It already has a functional two-way bridge allowing for the DAI stablecoin and a few other different assets to move back and forth between Ethereum and the XDAI chain. Importantly, XDAI is compatible with Ethereum infrastructure like MetaMask, which lessens the barriers to adoption to actually get some traction here for XDAI. Because of their integration of the Ethereum virtual machine, it actually makes deploying smart contracts quite easy for developers. Now, this is currently 1/6 of the market cap of OMG, so it does have quite a bit of upside potential still in it, but do be aware that this has just undergone a massive pump, so be careful about FOMOing into it. If you really like XDAI and you're interested in this, maybe just be a bit patient. You might see a good pullback on it. And the third one we're going to be talking about is Matic. Now, this is very quickly finding itself in the middle of really a layer 2 DeFi world that's quickly expanding, with literally probably more partners announced in the last week than most of the other layer 2 DeFi players have combined. Now, there's Oro Pocket, which is bringing real-world assets to Matic DeFi. They've integrated with the Frontier wallet. Safe Haven for digital inheritance, EasyFi for under-collateralized DeFi loans, PlotX is bringing in prediction markets, Razor is bringing in oracles, EPNS for messaging, new Polka Hype player staff, he's also working with Matic, and there's MahaDAO, which will bring an Indian rupee stablecoin to Matic, and that's just the news for like the last 2 weeks, so it kind of lets you know what is going on with Matic and kind of some of the big moves that they're making. Now, this potentially places Matic as well at the kind of beating heart of India's crypto DeFi buzz by teaming up with MahaDAO, so that's pretty cool. And of course, they're also tapping into other markets beyond just DeFi, gaming as well, with 2 major Ethereum gaming dApps moving over to Matic, which is a pretty big deal. I'm even a bit surprised that the price has not moved more for Matic, considering everything that's happening, but it is where it is. Matic is around 1/6 of the market cap of OMG as well, and to be honest, I feel like Matic has so much going for it right now that it's probably the most undervalued of the layer 2 scaling options I'm discussing in this video. And I think many people as well seem to forget that Coinbase is an investor in Matic. So a Coinbase listing is likely a question of when, not if. I do have a long position on Matic, but I have not made the plunge to actually officially add it to my portfolio. But I think that it could have some upside action in the coming months. And as a bonus, there's one more project I do want to mention, that is Scale, which is actually just doing their token sale right now, so you can't actually buy it on the open market yet. But this is a project that is already making some pretty big waves. It has secured more than 40 launch partners, including dApps, including stablecoins, including wallets, including oracles, and key DeFi protocols. It has some big backers as well. So this is definitely one that is on my personal watch list for when it goes on exchanges. There could be an opportunity there if the hype's not too crazy to get a good entry on this. But, something for you to put under your hat, think about for later. Anyway, there's always the chance with layer 2 scaling that none of these actually take off in any meaningful way. And you have to understand that. Because projects, they might just simply implement their own solutions, like using zero-knowledge rollups or optimistic rollups, which is technology that allows for some pretty good layer 2 scaling for tokens, and it doesn't require them to use someone else's token. And we already see companies like Synthetics, they're currently working on rolling out this kind of technology to their platform, which would be a big improvement for them. Within a few months, I suspect that we're going to see quite a few more major DeFi players actually announcing that they're using roll-up technology to bring fees down. It doesn't fix everything, but it definitely goes a long way towards addressing some of the main congestion issues that we are seeing with Ethereum right now. There is also the consideration that when ETH 2.0 is fully deployed in 2 years' time, that the layer 2 scaling solutions, they may not really be so relevant, because Ethereum 2.0, when fully deployed, is going to be a beast. There is, however, a lot of time between now and whenever the heck that's going to happen, and of course a lot of gains potential to be made in the meantime. We may also see a shift towards Polkadot and Cosmos for on-chain Ethereum interoperability. So instead of seeing users using layer 2 solutions, they might just switch to other chains. So that is a possibility. And a big final piece of the puzzle for layer 2 success actually comes down to exchanges and wallets. Because here's the deal. The solutions, they already exist. Everything except for Scale that I mentioned, they're on mainnets. But the main service providers, they're not implementing these solutions. It's been nearly 3 years, just an example, to put this in perspective for you, it's been nearly 3 years since Bitcoin SegWit was adopted. And yet, all exchanges and wallets have still not implemented this upgrade, which is completely unacceptable, to be honest. Many of the ones that did finally implement SegWit, it took like 2 years for them to do it, which is just loco, man. Now, if they refuse to implement layer 2 solutions or do it on kind of a similar time frame as they did with Bitcoin SegWit, then Ethereum 2.0 might launch before we see any kind of widespread support for layer 2 technology for Ethereum. So something to keep in mind. Anyway, those are just my two gway of the day. What do you think? Are you buying any Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution tokens? Or are you betting that a competitor chain is going to walk in and start taking market share from Ethereum during its time of distress by simply providing a better user experience that doesn't charge people like $200 or $300 to do some transactions? It's crazy, man. Ethereum, what are you doing? Anyway, let me know down below your opinion. Would love to hear it as always. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.